Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Bev. I'm bringing you guys another trade recap for today on how I made $600 trading the NASDAQ. It was $200 across 3 accounts. So I took a total of 2 trades. This is the first one here, and this is the whoop. What just happened there? And this is the second trade. So before I go ahead and hop into the trade recap, I'm gonna go ahead and just show you guys the evidence. So right here you go, right there. There's the calendar. And I'm still running the giveaway with Alpha Futures. So if you guys are interested in winning, well, possibly winning a free account, I'm going to be choosing 3 separate winners. Once I get 25 people to enter, right now I'm currently at about 5 or so. I'm going to go ahead and be selecting the winners. So again, if you're interested in winning a free account with Alpha Futures, it's a free 50K zero plan eval. Make sure you watch my previous video to, go ahead and see how to enter. So anyways, without any further ado, let's go ahead and hop straight into it. So pretty much coming into the day, actually I forgot to rewind it. So coming into the day, let me see, go ahead and just rewind it to here. All right, so back on the 4 hour, let me go and just clean this up for you guys. So coming into the day, we see here we ended up filling the NWOG and we closed past it, and we also wicked into the NDOG and we're rejecting from it severely. We also had this order block right here. I'm pretty sure it's going to draw on it. Yeah, so it's going to draw everything back out. So we also had this daily order, well, not daily, 4 hour order block that we were rejecting and respecting the consequent encroachment of. So if I just go ahead and take this off real quick. So coming to the day, I was severely bullish, just for the simple fact that we were respecting this order block, respecting the new day opening gap. We closed above the consequent encroachment and respected the consequent encroachment of the new week opening gap as well. And then we also have this, it's basically a fair value gap here. And then we were also respecting this gap here as well. So what could we have possibly targeted here? We had this open fair value gap here above that I was using as my draw on liquidity. So if I go ahead and scale down to the 1 hour, I'm going to go ahead and just clear everything up for you guys so it's a lot cleaner. It's not, so that way it's not much of an eyesore. So I saw that Asia accumulated. Okay, I saw that Asia accumulated. London comes down. We sweep out the Asia low into the new day opening gap that was also inside of the new week opening gap. And what did we do? And what did we do? And what did we do? We displaced up, breaking structure, putting in a 1 hour change in the state of delivery right here to the upside. So we broke structure, we put in a CISD, we also inverted this 1 hour bearish fair value gap, and we also created a new bullish fair value gap, creating a balanced price range. So right here I just marked out the high that we displaced past. So for this day I was waiting for 10 a.m. So basically the reason I waited for 10 a.m. is because if we go back to this candle here, I'm going to clean everything up. So if you go back to this candle here, if we were to violate this lower discounted hourly gap and close below here, putting a change to stay, then yeah, I would have been interested in some shorts into this low, maybe this fair value gap. But as you can see here, we're just displacing to the upside, and everything was just everything was just looking bullish. And then also we had these relative equal highs up here. There's looking like a pretty good draw on liquidity as well. So for bearish, I mean realistically, I mean we had some targets, but it just looked like it was a lot more clear to the upside. So if I go and scale down onto the 15-minute, let me go ahead up. I forgot I gotta go back to where I was at. Whoops. To where the setup formed. Okay, there we go. So if I go ahead and scale down onto the 15-minute, and let me just take off the new week opening gap indicator so it's not that fucking annoying to look at. So coming to 10 a.m., we see price ended up respecting that 1 hour fair value gap and this order block as well. And in case you guys didn't know, order blocks with the fair value gap that broke structure are really, really, really good order block and fair value gap to trade. So we come down, we respect that. We also respect the consequent encroachment, which is just the midpoint of the PD array, and we sweep out the 1 hour low right here. And we also swept out the 4 hour low as well. So I went ahead and scaled down onto the 15-minute. I saw we also tapped into this 15-minute fair value gap right here. Go ahead and just label that out for you guys. So we also tapped into this 15-minute gap as well, and I believe we may have had an SMT if I do remember correctly. So technically we do have an SMT as ES created equal lows and NASDAQ actually ended up taking out that low. So we also tapped into the wick of this order block down here as well. So we respected several higher time frame PD arrays. We're respecting this 15-minute fair value gap and the wick of this 15-minute order block. So right here, so I took a total of 2 trades today. The reason being was the first trade that I took was a loser due to my own fault. I let emotions get the best of me, and I closed the trade prematurely when I shouldn't have, and you'll see why that was a huge mistake. So as you can see here, price basically at 10 a.m. it opens lower into that 15. We sweep out sell side here, and with the sweep of sell side, we begin to accumulate. So we accumulate, and then boom, we finally get displacement, putting in what? You guessed it, a change in the state of deliveries. So we put in the CISD, we broke structure right here with the close above, we broke structure, we violated this bearish fair value gap and created a bullish run, creating another balanced price range within the balanced price range. So from here, I set a limit on this fair value gap to go long, of course, targeting a 2-to-1 risk reward, or basically the 15-minute bearish fair value gap and the first presented. And then also, we did have a 15-minute that was open at the same time. It was a discounted 15-minute, but I did, what I was keeping in mind that, we could possibly see some movement lower. But, honestly, I should have completely scrapped that idea just for the simple fact that we were so discounted. The daily profile was lining up to be bullish, and just the simple fact that we were respecting higher time frame bullish PD arrays. So we react off that 15-minute fair value gap. We get entered into the trade, and then right here during this candle, give me 1 second. So right here, I did not like that reaction off the 15-minute gap that we were in. So at this point, I was, my emotions kind of got the best of me. I was kind of like, damn, like, I should just preserve my capital here, wait for like the next longing opportunity should we want to get one. And during this candle here, as you can see, you'll see the wick right now. You see, we end up wicking down, and we edge my stop loss by like 1 tick. We edged my stop loss by 1 tick. And I ended up closing when it was like halfway right here. So I ended up closing around like 545, which turns out to be a huge mistake because you could see price quite literally reversed. We edged TP right there. And right here, full TP hit. Would have been up fucking $500 on the day. But, I didn't let my stop loss do its job. I let the emotions get the best of me. And I took an unnecessary loss over what, maybe like a 5-point difference, which would have been like what, $40-50. So went ahead and journaled that. That was the first loss of the day. But I saw my narrative was starting to play out. So just the simple fact that my narrative was starting to play out, I was not opposed to taking another trade. So I'm gonna go ahead and just rewind this here. Actually, so that way I can show you guys on MNQ. I take all my trades on MNQ, but I do chart on NQ, by the way. So once I saw my narrative was playing out here, right here. So you see, give me 1 second. Let me just make everything nice and big for y'all. So you see here, we edge a stop loss, we displace back up, we eat up this bearish gap, we put in another, wait, no, it's not another change in delivery, that's my fault. So we displace up, we break structure, invert this huge gap, recreate another gap and another gap. So at this point, I saw that my idea was still, technically validated. So I went ahead and set a limit on this upper fair value gap. I was gonna set it here, but I honestly just didn't want to miss out on the move, so I just decided to enter off the first one as well. So I set my limit right there, and as you'll see here, we end up getting tagged into the trade. So I was initially going to target out high of day, which was right here, because we had one equal highs and then relative equal highs above us, so it was serving as a really good draw on liquidity. So this was a target. So the whole trade itself would have been a 3.3 RR. However, though, I ended up cutting it short here at a 2-to-1, and you will see why. So you see, we get tagged in, we displace up, we come back down, we face some heat, we're in a little bit of drawdown, and we keep moving. And right here, you'll see we'll go past the 2-to-1 risk reward just a bit. Yeah, so right here, the 2-to-1 is already met, but I'm seeking out that high of day because it just seemed like a very clear and obvious draw on liquidity. And you'll see right here, I have this labeled as trailed stop. So once we can go ahead and get to that, it'd be nice. All right, so right here, we displace crazy past these highs, right? So we break structure here, and structure here. So at this point, we create a new 1 minute fair value gap, and I wanted to see this gap send us higher to my final TP. So since, at this point price was kind of chopping around, it was taking forever to go to my target, and I wanted to turn my my loser into a winning day. I was actually up around $450 around here, so I was like, okay, you know what? There's really no point in keeping my stop break even, because if it comes back down to break even, then I'm gonna end the day off red. However, though, I've already secured a 2-to-1 risk reward. So with the 2-to-1 being hit, not only do I make the loser back, I also end the day off green with an additional $250. Well, in this case, it was 213. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna trail it to a 2-to-1. There's literally no downside. I'm gonna be ending the day off green, and I'm making money, and I'm making more progress towards the funded accounts. And if it goes up to here, then perfect. It goes up to there, I would have made like $700 or so. So as you can see here, unfortunately, we get wicked out. And honestly, I don't even think we met this today, but we ended up getting our chilled stop hit, and that right there took us out of the trade, securing the 2-to-1 risk to reward. And let me see if that even got hit. So no, thankfully I did go ahead and chill my stop. I didn't get too greedy on this one. We never came up and took out those equal highs, but once my chill stop got hit, got out on all three accounts, made $200 across all three, resulting for a grand sum of $600. So that's how I made $600 trading the Nasdaq today. In my opinion, longs today were very clear and obvious. I did entertain the idea of shorts depending on how the 10 a.m. candle closed, but as soon as the 10 a.m. 4-hour and 1-hour candle closed, I was like, okay, there's really no reason to be shorting. It was quite very very obvious longs. So that's how I made $600 trading the Nasdaq today. If you guys blew an account today, unfortunately, I'm affiliated with Alpha Futures. Make sure you use code BEV. You'll get 10% off. That's the current promo that Alpha Futures is running. So you'll go ahead and save 10% on any sort of evaluation account. But again, I'm still running that Alpha Futures giveaway. If you're interested in entering that, check out my last video to see how to enter. It's really simple, really easy. All you gotta do is just follow me on all socials pretty much and join my trading Discord. Each social that you follow me on or whatever, just go ahead and provide me with proof. If you join my Discord, provide me with proof, and you'll get an entry for every social that you follow me on, and if you join the Discord. So make sure you go check that out. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. Who doesn't want a free eval? Those shits are like 100 bones a pop. So again, if you guys enjoyed the video, you guys liked it, you guys want to see more content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and just stay on the lookout for that giveaway. Again, once I hit 25 participants, I will be announcing the winners. So make sure you go run that up, make sure you go enter in it. You have nothing to lose, and whatever time it may be for you, morning, evening, night. I hope you have a good day. Thank you for watching.